Now, unlike the previous training video on splitting our window, where we can work in either 2 or 4 different window panes and move around in each one, freezing panes will freeze everything that I have selected. This cell selected is going to freeze everything above it and to the left-hand side. How can that be helpful? Well, in the most simplistic terms of freezing panes, you're looking at my database. When I scroll down, which column is Social Security number, which is the first and last name here? I mean, if I look at it hard enough, let's see, looks like this is the last name. In any case, what you can do is you can freeze everything above this row. So when I scroll down, we'll always have this row here displayed and everything above it. To do that, like I said, it's going to freeze everything above and to the left-hand side of what I have selected. So if I click out here in the middle and come up here and click on the View tab, go to the Window group and click on Freeze Panes. I don't know if you can see those icons there, but it shows those cells that have lines through it with the cell that's selected. So everything to the left-hand side and above it's going to be frozen. So if I click on that one, you can see how the line split. Everything above the line is frozen and everything to the left-hand side is frozen. So see if this makes sense. If everything above this row is frozen, when I scroll down, the only thing that should be scrolling is everything that's below that frozen row. And then everything from that line to the left-hand side is frozen. So if I scroll to the right, hey, I can get right to gross. And in fact, if I split it just at the Social Security number, I wouldn't have to skip that to get to the gross for each name, which can be very helpful because I don't need to see all the data in between, just to get their first and last name and how much they're making. So to go ahead and remove the freeze panes, come back up here, click on the drop down arrow and unfreeze it. And let's go ahead and click in the Social Security column so we can just freeze everything to the left-hand side here. But the problem I run into, if it is a problem, it's going to freeze everything above it. So what I need to do is, so that it doesn't freeze everything above it, is to come up here and click in the first cell in the first row. Because what's above this row? Nothing, so there's nothing to freeze. But if I have this cell, column D, selected, everything to the left-hand side, but because the cells are merged, it doesn't know what it's going to do. So let's go ahead and unmerge it. Right-click on the merge cell. That's merged from, let's see, cell A1 through over here, I1. Right-click, go down to Format Cells, click on the Alignment tab, uncheck Merge Cells, click Okie dokie, and then the alignment's off, so let's go ahead and select it. Click on the Home tab, and in the alignment group say don't center align, so I only see half of it on this side and the other half, well, I can't see it on that side. Let's do left align so I can see it all together. Then go ahead and click at the top cell for that column, so when we freeze it, can't freeze anything above, so it's just going to freeze it to the left-hand side of what I have selected. Click on the View tab, Freeze Panes, Freeze, and there you go, just one vertical line. So when I go ahead and scroll over, I can get right to max cleaners, gross, and not have to eyeball it through all the other adjacent cells to see if I can keep it straight. I mean, the lines do help, but this is so much easier just going from here to here. And let's go ahead and unfreeze that. You can also do it for a row, so when I scroll down, I can tell which column I'm in. Let's go ahead and scroll back up. So if I just want to freeze this row, I better go to the first column and click in a cell in that column, not just any cell, but just right below the row that I want frozen. So I want to freeze everything above it and to left-hand side. Above makes sense, it's going to be frozen here, and up above to left-hand side, well, there's nothing to left-hand side, so no worries. Freeze panes, and there we go. When I scroll down, hey, it comes with me. It makes it so much nicer when I get down to row 2000, and I can tell what column this is. Hey, it's the hire date. Freeze to unfreeze. The other two options that you get, you can see the lines going through the top row. Just by default, it'll automatically freeze the top row because that's the header row. When most people create databases, they put all their column labels in the top row, row 1. Well, I don't, so I'm not going to use it. Or you can freeze the first column here. And when I select that, the first column's frozen, so when I scroll over, it makes no sense to me except to go, we're having a random lottery today, and I don't want to be biased by choosing a name, so I went ahead and scrolled over past the name column. Whoever's 19, they won $10,000. Oh, wait a second. They're making too much. Let's find somebody who's making less. So I can be biased there, but in any case, you get my point. Let's go ahead and unfreeze. Thanks for watching. Hey, as a quick reminder, if you like my video, please give it a thumbs up. You can also click on me and subscribe to my channel, get notified of the latest videos, and for only $2 a month, you can have access to all my Microsoft Office training videos.